Greetings everyone, and welcome to another uh, premiere draft of Midnight Hunt. And well, interesting pack. It's got a lot of green cards that are good. Both the uncommons are pretty nice green cards. Clear Shot is better than the Death Bonnet Sprout. That said, the unnatural growth is, I mean, it is a quadruple caster, so basically you have to play like at least 12 forests or other ways to get green mana, totaling, around 12 to make it really a reliable cast because of the 4 green mana. So I guess the safe pick here is the Clear Shot. Clear Shot is better than something like Burn the Accursed, and the other cards are not that amazing. But it's pretty fun to play with this card. This is also amazingly good. I mean, so if of course I would pick this. It would be a snap pick if this was like a 2 green or maybe 3 green mana. But I'm gonna pick it because it's a fun pick. I could have taken the Clear Shot there, but now something is weird here. Moonveil Regent. I'm going to pick it anyway because it's mythic rare and I'm completing the set, and that's the reason I have these 2 uploads per day now before Crimson WoW to try to complete the set, and mythic rares are the rarity that I need to collect here. I think someone took a Morbid Opportunist. What else would be picked over this thing? You don't even have to care about the abilities, but they are good. But a 4 mana single caster 4 mana 4/4 flyer is really strong and limited. And the first ability is really good because when you are having an empty hand, you just get to draw 3 cards. Anyway, I'll take this no matter what, and I can, still try to maybe be like a mostly green, and then I can play a few red cards that are especially single casters. That said, this pack has Infernal Grasp, which is obviously really good, but it also has a Pearly Breaker, which I quite like here, especially that I have now that I have the Unnatural Growth, I can just try to be mostly green here, and because this is just a winning card. Often, if you just have enough creatures, I mean, this also works on opponent's turn, so combat will be a nightmare for the opponent when I have this thing here around. So I'm just taking the Pearly Breaker, passing the Infernal Grasp, and hopefully getting enough green here. Oh, there's a Cathartic Pyre. Yeah, my plan is pretty clear here. I will play mostly green cards, and I will splash for some red. But this is such a good removal spells and completely splashable that I'm picking it over the Outland Liberator. But I would have really wanted to also have the Liberator just to have a high quality green 2-drop here. But I'm not passing the Cathartic Pyre. And it's still possible. I'm not gonna play the Unnatural Growth. Maybe I'm just a normal red-green deck that doesn't have a 12 green mana sources or something like that. Anyway, here a Dawnheart Mentor is the most high impact card out of the bunch here. And no green here. Well, there is a Whole of the Hunt. Not a very good card. There is a Burn the Accursed. I mean, there isn't this thing, but if I'm gonna play mostly forests here, and I still want to try to do that, I'm not taking the Astronomer here. I'll take the Burn the Accursed. I can play one of these things, and hopefully green will be sufficiently open. Okay, that is fine. I get a green 2-drop here. So far it seems good. And another green 2-drop. That's fantastic. Something like I saw the Jack-o'-lantern in there. If I was like more of an even color with green and red, maybe I could play Jack-o'-lantern and like 11 forests, because it of course helps me to cast the Unnatural Growth as well. I'm not taking another Burn the Accursed. I already have 3 5 mana cards. That's quite a bit. It's like just another Harvest-Tide Sentry. Nothing wrong with the sentries here. It's a pretty decent 2-drop sometimes. It won't be able. I mean, opponent won't be able to block this with the creatures they would want to block it. If this trades with something like a 3-drop or a 4-drop, that's fantastic. But if opponent can't block with their low power creatures, it's usually quite good. Good stuff. Yep. So currently I'm looking at a deck that has. Okay, now there's a startle, there's a Moonsilver Key, but it is kind of fixing, but it's very slow. I'm not taking that. And Raise the Effigy would be a maybe a passable sideboard card, because some artifacts in this format you might want to be able to kill, but this is a best of one draft, it's a premier draft, so I'll just take the Bounding Wolf. I can play it, it's not such a bad idea. Here, I just don't like the Stuffed Bear at all. I'll take the Brimstone Vandal in case I end up being like a more of an even red-green deck, although this is not that great of a card. But anyway, I'm looking at currently playing like 12 or maybe even 13 forests and then 4, maybe like 4 mountains. But maybe I'll take the Tavern Ruffian. It's also kind of splashable. I like the Whole of the Hunt out of these options more. I can play one of those kind of cards. I have 8 creatures here. Another Hole goes to sideboard. Crafted Identity, of course, a very, very good card, which I'm not taking here because I think I'll just take the Troupe here. The Village Watch is not good. I mean, if I would take the red wife 5, not wife, 5 drop here, it would be a mounted Dread Knight over the Village Watch, and I don't think it's even close. Now, Dawnheart Rejuvenator is a card that taps for any color, which would help casting the Unnatural Growth, but this has a good chance to come back to me as a pick number a 9 here, so I'll take the Troupe here. And I think I would play the Rejuvenator just because of the quadruple caster here. Now look at this pack. What is going on? Well, I mean, that is going on. Opponent, no, not opponent. The player to my left took something here. They took a common. They clearly are not red because there's Light Up the Night. There's also a clear shot, which I would be happy to take, but I'm not going to pass up on a Light Up the Night, which is just fantastic. I have a bunch of red here. Okay, how about Storm the Festival? I don't really think it's that good. It doesn't really seem to be that good. I mean, but it is permanent, and this thing is a permanent that costs 5 or less. But I can't just whiff with it. That's not a good card, but I mean, I don't think I'm gonna play anything else in here. Not the Path to the Festival. I'm taking the Storm the Festival, and maybe I will put it to the sideboard for now. I don't think I'm going to play it, but we will see. Okay, so a bit disappointing pack. The red cards are good, but I don't plan to play more than like maybe 4 or 5 red sources. Now that said, I could play a Jack-o'-lantern. I don't think. Well, I suppose I could take the Tireless Hauler if I'm going to play the Storm the Festival. I just don't think the Storm the Festival is that good. It does dig my deck. You know, I can find the Unnatural Growth with it easier, but it can also be quite bad. But I don't know, would that be a fun card to play? I'm deciding between the Jack-o'-lantern, but I guess I can maybe get a Jack-o'-lantern later on. I just don't necessarily want to play all these 5 drops, that's the thing here. And here, Bounding Wolf, just another 2 drop. I guess I could still need 2 drops. I'll take the Sentry. Now I'm gonna be a bit vulnerable to something that is specifically good against 1 toughness creatures, but so be it. Now the Keswick Naturalist would be normally the pick you would be very happy to make in a red-green deck, but because I won't be having a red mana on turn 2 very reliably, I think it's very easy eccentric farmer, helps me getting my stuff. Both the red and the green, because I'm gonna only have a few red mana sources, so I can see a situation where I'm lacking the red while I'm holding a red cards in my hand. Plummet not in best of 1, very good one. Might of the Old Ways and the Path to the Festival. If I'm going to play the Storm the Festival, maybe I could play the Path as well, but it is pretty slow though. I think I like the 3K slightly more. Dryad's Revival. Well, I don't think I'm gonna play double Tireless Hauler. This thing can also fix mana for the Unnatural Growth, so at 6 mana I could, you know, turn 2 red into 1 green. But maybe I'll take the Dryad's Revival here. I am hoping to get at pick number 9, you know, the 4 mana 2/4 that gains me 3 life and can tap for any color of mana. And I did not get it. That is a disappointment. Well, I'm not playing any of these. I'll just take the uncommon because I won't be playing those red cards. Tavern. Maybe I'll now take the Path. Who knows? Maybe I will play the Path and the Storm the Festival. I don't know though. But I'm definitely not playing enough red sources to play the cheap red cards. Snarling Wolf, that actually isn't so bad of an idea because I have a bunch of these Harvest-Tide Sentries, and this can help with the Coven being a 1 power creature. Okay, there's a Reckless Stormseeker, which is really good. I think it's worth the splash. I won't be able to play it on turn 3 that often, but it has a great ability. It's good also on day, giving haste to any of your creatures you just played, and on night it's good. It's also to be noted when it's night, this also gives trample. Not just +2, +0 and haste, but also trample. So given that the pack actually hasn't got anything else that I'm that interested in, maybe like a Silver Bolt, I'll take the Reckless Stormseeker here and probably will be playing that card as well. Nothing for me in here. So I'll take the Organ Hoarder so that no one else gets it. I don't know. That was just nothing for me in there. That's 23 cards if I'm gonna play all this stuff. Maybe I'll put the Stone of the Festival there, who knows, maybe I'll play it. Oh, there's a Leer. I have no Leers. And there's actually not even, I'm taking it, because of the Mythic Rare rule, another Organ Hoarder being passed. I maybe could play another Eccentric Farmer, but it is just a 2-3, so I don't feel like I'm missing a lot by picking the off-color Mythic here. This is definitely amazing for my set completion. I have picked, what, 2 Mythic Rares, didn't I? What's the first one? I think I did pick a Mythic Rare. Well, I mean, let's see what's this pack holding for me. There's a Lunar Frenzy. Man, I'm getting this decent red here. But there's no green here. I'm tapping at the window, not the kind of card I'm playing. Maybe I'll play this. Where is the... I thought I had a Mythic Rare. Why did I forget it? Yeah, this is... Yeah, there it is. Moonveil Regent. Alright, Shadow Beast Sighting. Exactly a reasonable card. Also helps with the Coven for the 3-1s. Yep, nice pickup here. And that's now 26 cards. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not playing the Storm the Festival. And then I'm not going to play the Path the Festival. So let's just cut them. I don't think it's necessary at all to play those cards. It will be a bit foolish maybe. Now it's 15 creatures, 9 non-creatures here. Am I going to play all the expensive stuff? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana cards. The Troupe, well, the Troupe can be a cheaper card too. It doesn't have to be like it can be even a 3 mana 2/2 at times when it, especially when that means it's gonna have the Coven trigger at the end of turn. I'm actually going to maybe cut the Tavern Ruffian here. It is the weakest of my cards, and I now got up some other 4-drops here too. Alright, so here, not taking another 5-drop, but the Duel for Dominance can be pretty okay. So I will play that rather than something like, what would it be? Nothing here of interest. Let's take this one. Let me see. That is 24. This is going to be absolutely clearly a 17 land deck because of the expensive cards here. Pestilent Wolf, okay, I might need this kind of 2-drop here. Yeah, I want to play it, but some of this stuff I won't be playing the Dryad Revival. It's too slow. And now one other card. I like the Snarling Wolf. I usually don't, but now with the quadruple Harvest-Tide Sentry, and also there's another, there's some other common stuff, including the Troupe here, and if I play the Might of the Old Ways and the Duel for Dominance, there are reasons to play a 1-power creature in this deck because of the Coven. So now I need to just figure out if I want to cut one of the 5 mana cards in here. Or maybe the Lunar Frenzy. The thing with the Lunar Frenzy is that it's just so good with so many things in here. Okay, I'm taking the Silver Bolt, but I don't think I have room for it. It's quite slow. How about the Dawnheart Mentor? But I like the Trample. The point is that anything that... Yeah, I'm not playing this. I'll take the Uncommon. Anything that gives Trample will be pretty good with both an Unnatural growth and just in general with these big, high power creatures. So I'm kind of interested in playing the Mentor. But the Mentor is usually good anyway. But I'm interested in playing that. Oh, there's the Crossroads Candle Guide, which I might actually want to play. Don't know actually. Yeah, the Lunar Frenzy. Yeah, this is gonna be tough to make the last cuts. Okay, so there's I can take these, but there's no sideboarding, so I'm not going to use these cards for anything. Duress here. So, well, great thing is that I got 2 mythic rares, and if I can just win at least like 3 matches, that's gonna be good value. But of course, I try to win even more than that. But path now. I guess I could play it but it's so slow. I mean, you pay 3 mana sorcery speech to get 1 extra land. I'm not playing the path. Yeah, I'm figuring out the cuts now. So yeah, the Lunar Frenzy is very good because of the trample, especially. If it didn't keep trample, it would of course be an immediate cut here. But I have a lot of expensive cards in here. The Whole of the Hunt I'm thinking about mainly because I have, well, for example, I have 3 werewolves, 4 wolves. Sometimes the fact is untaps a creature can be nice, but I guess it's not that important part of the card. How many cards with common I have? Let's see that first. So it is all these that care about common, including the Dawnheart Mentor. I think one of the cards is gonna be easily the Bounding Wolf. And then I need to cut the final card. So the thing about the Crossroads Candle Guide is that that makes the Unnatural growth playable at 6 lands, even if I got, let's say, 3 mountains and 3 forests. And it's not completely useless that it can exile a card from a graveyard in this format. That kind of stuff is okay, and I don't have more than 2 4-mana cards in here. If I got the 2 for a green card that gains 3 life when it enters the battlefield, and of course taps for any color, I would definitely play it over the Crossroads Candle Guide, but I don't have that option now. So I will play all these 4 drops, and I think I kind of want to play all the 5, but now the one thing that I'm worried about is, well, maybe I shouldn't. So first of all, I mean, it's all the X spells that usually when a card says X, you are maybe playing them for, at least you want to play them for a high amount of mana. A large amount of mana to make them, actually good cards, but it doesn't actually apply to any of these. So the Contortionist Trooper, well, it's usually bad to play it as something like a 3 mana 2/2, but maybe that can be okay sometimes just as an on-curve play. It can be a 4 mana 3/3/2. You can get the common. I guess I could also cut this card, but let's see first. The Lunar Frenzy, you can even play this as a 1 mana trick in a pinch. You still get to give a first strike to a creature, and sometimes that is enough to, let's say there's a combat situation that it has like a, I don't know, the 4/4 is gonna trade, being blocked by like a 4/3 or something like that. I can give it to it for 1 mana first strike, also trample, and then I don't lose my 4/4. So that is also, you don't have to sink like a 5 mana to this card to make it reasonable. And the same applies for the Light Up the Night, because when you target creatures, X is increased by 1, so you can use 3 mana to deal 3 damage, 4 mana to deal 4 damage, and so on. 2 mana to deal 2, so, and even 1 mana to deal 1. X can be 0 when you target a 1 toughness creature and you get to kill it. So that is potentially also a cheap card. So maybe I will still play the Bounding Wolf. I kind of like the Howling Wolf. 15 creatures though. Yeah, it's tough. It is tough actually. How do I want to play all the tricks? Because I do have a Lunar Frenzy, Might of the Old Ways, and Whole of the Hunt. How easy it's gonna be to have the Coven here? It's not gonna be that easy. I have a bunch of 3 power creatures, though this thing has a 0 and also gives me a 1 power creature. Yeah, it can be. It's not necessarily that hard. It's a lot of 4 mana cards. I'm a bit worried about that, but I guess the Eccentric Farmer is kind of an extra land. Usually when you mill 3, there's a good chance one of them will be a land. So I don't think I want to play something like a Path to the Festival, but I will be slightly in trouble if I'm stuck at 3 lands, for instance. But I guess I just have to take that into account when I'm mulligan. And also the Cathartic Pyre. In a pinch, I can discard up to 2 cards to draw more cards if I need to actually hit my land drops. So you can do that. I like the duel here because I have a... Well, actually I don't have any that big of creatures until I get to 4 mana and more. Because this is a fight effect. But I guess it's still kind of a removal. And I will be playing the Snarling Wolf. It's too, you know, effective with the coven stuff I've got going on. So it's gonna really be tough. Maybe it is the Might of the Old Ways. I do like the Hall of the Hunt more, so I'm going to cut the Might of the Old Ways, I guess. And that's the deck. I didn't find any Evolving Buds. So I think my initial plan to play, well, it's gonna be a minimum of 12 forests. Let's have these Stephen Belladin forests. And the minimum is 12. Now the question is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red cards. The Candle Guide does help with those two. So would I play 5 or 4? I feel like I want to play 5. No, I actually feel like I want to play 4. But this is a lot of red cards then. But the Eccentric Farmer will get me also closer to mountains even if I don't mill a mountain with it. 4 mountains only does mean that but I don't necessarily need to play these things early. That's the thing. Cathartic Pyre, Light Up the Night and Lunar Frenzy will still be reasonable cards late in the game. Because I never kinda need... Well, I guess I could have a turn when I want to play both Light Up the Night and the Lunar Frenzy, for instance. But I guess having 1 mountain is all I need. I just don't want to... Because if I play 5 mountains, there's a good chance that at 5 lands I will have 3 forests and 2 mountains sometimes. So I think I'm gonna play only 13 forests. I think I would really want to have here an Evolving Wilds. But it is what it is. Let's pick something cool here. Let's have this one. So 4 mountains only to support the mana base here. I mean, this kind of mana base to support the red cards in here. Yeah, with the 4 mountains, I do have the Candle Guide and the Eccentric Farmer that could potentially help me find the red mana when I don't have it otherwise. 15 creatures, 8 non-creatures. Yeah. Now this card is so bad when you have it in your hand and you have the 5 mana, but you don't have 4 green. I just don't want to be there. So this is the final deck. Oh hell, what a hand. I got only 4 mountains and I did draw what? Did I have a total of 6 red cards? I have 3 of them, and even the Stormseeker and the Moonveil Regent would be nice curve outs in here. But because I have such a low chance to draw specifically more red cards, I think I'm gonna keep it. I have the 2-drop here, and of course the Moonveil Regent is gonna be good, and as will the Reckless Stormseeker when I get the red mana at some point maybe, and I even have a nice curve out with 2 and 3 drops, and you know this is also going to give me Coven for turn 3. Because I will get, this will be of course 3 power and this will give me a 0 and 1 power creatures, so I can do that. That said, maybe I'll just block the Flesh Taker. Well, maybe not, because they can sacrifice this thing to and Candle Trap. Well, is there any point? Maybe I'll take 2 now. I will block it later. I might want to make them... Okay, well this is not so bad, but I guess I'll still... Well, let me see. Opponent of course has an amazing start here. Yeah, this becomes a 4-4 when they sacrifice the Occultist there. Can't say I'm too happy about it. The 0-4 just doesn't do a lot, so I'll play this thing here. can at least try to raise here somehow. More candle traps. Okay, what's going on here? Yes, I'm gonna block now once. Prevent some damage here, hopefully to get something. I guess I just need lands. Mountain would be perfect, but it's just good enough if I'm getting any lands here. The opponent is down to one card. I think they did mulligan here, but they are still in a decent shape. I can't, for example, block with the Dawnheart Mentor in here. Because this will become a 4/4. But with the Whole of the Hunt, I don't really want to use it on the Mentor, I guess. But I need any lands to get the Tireless Hauler. And the next land, I still have in my deck 10 forests and only 4 mountains. So it's gonna more likely be... Okay, so they chose to just exile the Dawnheart Mentor even though it doesn't do anything here. That's kind of weird, maybe. That feels a bit weird, I think. Because I think they didn't have any reason to exile that 0/4 here. Well, I'll take 2 now. Why not? Pestilent Wolf, alright. And I guess I can attack for 1. Don't really know why I played the Pestilent Wolf first, but whatever. So they have priority here for some reason. This thing only can sacrifice other creatures, so it's not this Flesh Taker activated ability. This thing requires Covenant for the activation and also requires 3 mana. So they have something they can cast for 2 mana. Let's see what's it gonna be. Rotten Reunion. That's also gonna give a nice fodder for the Flesh Taker here. Don't know why would they pre-combat this thing, but I also don't think it matters too much because the Flesh Taker with all the sacrifice fodder they have, it's gonna be too nasty. They didn't even attack. Don't they understand what the Flesh Taker does? They could have just... I mean, if I block with the Pestilent Wolf, they'll sacrifice the Decayed Zombie and I lose the Pestilent Wolf. Or if I take the damage, this triggers, or I at least have to jump block with the Harvestide Sentry. So I think the opponent doesn't play the, maybe it doesn't make the best possible decisions, but I'm still in trouble thanks to this Flesh Taker being so dominating here, and of course with me being stuck in at 3 lands. I did keep it. Was it a 2-lander or 3-lander? I think it was a 3-lander, by the way. So I have drawn no lands, or maybe it was a 2-lander. I'm actually not even sure. But no, why would I have kept a 2-lander? I think I kept 3 forests and a Harvestide Sentry. And then I drew the Dawnheart Mentor there, I think. So maybe I haven't drawn any lands in the 5 draw steps. Or maybe I kept a 2-lander, I don't know. I don't feel like I would have kept a 2-lander. I must have had well, I might have, I don't know. But opponent is for some reason using up the time in there. Did they time out or disconnect or something? Because I don't think there's anything they want to do now with the 1 white mana. Well, they are at least back now, so. So let's see if they... Okay, Duel for Dominance is gonna be... Okay, this can be activated at any point. So the Howl of the Hunt is good too. It will untap the Pestilent Wolf, so maybe I will just attack with it. Candle Trap also says prevent all combat damage that would be dealt by enchanted creature. It does mean I can use Duel for Dominance because of course fight might seem like combat, but it's not. Fight is only, it's not combat damage. So it will not prevent a Duel for Dominance. And I currently have even Coven, so I would be able to kill the Flesh Taker right now if I wanted to. But I feel like I want to instead kill the... I'm gonna do this. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do there. Didn't expect anything to happen. So I can... But well, okay. I don't know if they have anything. They did have the Flesh Taker activation, of course. They might just exile something. This is at least this Rite of Oblivion is a sorcery speed effect. So let's see now what's going on. So now if they don't have anything for instant speed, I can do the whole of the hunt on the Pestilent Wolf. Let's see if this is actually going to work. It will untap it because it's a wolf. And then I can block the Stromkirk Blood Thief. But of course if they have an instant speed interaction here, that does something to the wolf, it's gonna be pretty bad. But we'll see very soon. Yeah, that's just horrible now. No point blocking here because they will get a trigger anyway. That was really bad. Well, let's see what's it gonna be. I'm gonna leave the 1/1 as a blocker now. I might wanna block with it. The Bounding Wolf is still going to be able to trade with the Stromkirk Blood Thief. I just need a land at some point. This is just not going to be so sweet. Do they have another instant speed? They have only one card I don't know about. Okay, so the Duel for Dominance can potentially... Okay, well that's not good. I need a mountain for this thing. Yeah, that's what I need. Although they do have the Rite of Oblivion for that. And I still don't draw any land. And I'm playing 17 lands. So anyway, yeah, I don't have the Coven now. That is sad. Maybe I have to use the Duel for Dominance now on the Flesh Taker. That would force them to use... Well, no, it doesn't actually work because there's no Coven. So they can only sacrifice the Decayed Zombie and that's enough. If I had Coven, this would get a counter before that. And then they would have to sacrifice both of these, which would be okay for me. So I think I'm just going to have to wait and see what happens. I know I can't kill the Interloper. Okay, Rotten Reunion. So now... Yeah, I wish I had the Coven now up. I would have been able to kill the Flesh Taker because I think that's the bigger problem than the Interloper. The Interloper I can get rid of if I just get a mountain. I think I need to get somewhat lucky here. Having just these 3 lands is definitely going to be so miserable. So now I feel like I'm going to just... do they have to have 2 of those Decayed Zombies? I can make them use 1 now. But it's not that good. I think what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna do this and then kill the Vampire Interloper. Now they can sacrifice it in response, but at least they don't get to deal any damage this turn. Yeah, I need to get my mountain to play the Regent here, which they can exile with the Rite of Oblivion, of course. So not so great. Okay, they drew the 7/6 Menace guy. Did I get a land now? Okay. Well, that's 3 lands. If I kept all these forests, I did draw 9 cards without seeing any land. Or if I kept 2 lands, I drew what? 9 cards and drew 1 land. So I'm not beating the 7/6. Yep. Okay, now this hand is much better. Siege zombie. Do I want to... I think I will trade one of the sentries with it. I have still another one, and I can... with the pestilent wolf and the sentry, I can maybe try to... Oh, that's a... Well, that's a card I'm just... I mean, that's a creature I'm just gonna kill right away. There's no way I'm gonna let that survive. Although eccentric farmer is actually quite good. I could double spell next turn. I will let them loot once. Hopefully I will middle land here. I did. And I don't... Yeah, I'm gonna get the forest because I still need another forest for the... You know, if I draw my enchantment. So it's unblockable, so it will, of course, get to deal one and loot one. Let's see. I do definitely hope that they are playing some spells, but no, they went for that, which is sad. But I will play them. I think the Harvest-Tide Sentry. Yeah, the Harvest-Tide Sentry, and then have the Cathartic Pyre on their turn. No, on my turn, because then, even if they have a counter spell, I have a double spelled. Now, I guess I could double spell with the Pestilent Wolf now, too. Let's see if they have a flip the switch. If they have a flip the switch, I can also, of course, just burn this guy. So I'm gonna double spell here, that's for sure. Question is... Yeah, I'm gonna play the full wolf in here. This will transform into just a looter. Looting is still good, but at least they don't get to... I don't need to draw that thing back, do I? Don't think I do. So it's just a 1-1 now. Let's see if they're gonna go for it again. Such a nice rare. If they do have a counter spell or some other way to prevent me from killing their rat, this is gonna be nasty. But... guess I can play the Trupave to again double spell. Because it really feels like I need to just do this. And if this gets countered, I'll play the Trupave. Okay, it didn't. So maybe I won't be playing it as a... It won't have a... I could play it as a 2-2. If I play it as a 1-1, it still doesn't have common. So let's just end the turn. I don't think I need to play it as a... Okay, defenestrate there. Yeah, that's... I mean, I have the Shadow Beast siding coming up. Okay, they have something like a Bat Whisperer here, most likely. That too, that works. Ecstatic Awakener, okay, that's good stuff. If they have... Should I play a 4-4 Trupay now? I'll play this. And hopefully they don't have more interaction. They already had some. No attacks. They can attack with the Awakener though. They will of course eat this thing no matter what. And if I take the damage, they will get a counter, so my hand is very forced here. Oh man, by the way, oh crap. Yeah, auto tap partly, but also my own mistake. I could have left mountain up here. Well, I think I'll just do it anyway, but it's not great. Imagine if I would be able to give this first strike now. I would in fact be able to raise here now. Now they can next turn play this thing as a fly. Okay, well this is good though. Is it good enough that I should? No, now I'm gonna play this at x equals 4. Because I think they're gonna use this turn to play the 3-4. At least I hope they don't have anything even better there. I guess they could kill the Trupe, attack for 3, and... Well, okay, that didn't happen. Good. And now I can attack with both. I guess with the Lunar Frenzy here. And then I will be able to at least try to raise them. I need to be able to raise them. If they make any block, it's gonna be so good for me. I guess they can block the eccentric farmer, but it's still fairly okay for me. They might get one counter from this thing, but I mean, okay, they make that play. I'm gonna have x equals 5. I'm gonna kill them both. Yeah, that's pretty good. And the farmer even survives. That was nice. I didn't expect that to happen there. They seem to be stuck at, well, not stuck, but they seem to be having no more than 5 lands, so they are having a handful of spells, and these are pretty good stuff, but I'm still in a good shape because this thing cannot kill the Troupé. I will be dealing 4 here, and I can offer the trade with order. Okay, well, now it can, so now it cannot. Yes. Now I'm having an 8 power creature and a 4 power creature. They have to jump block here. They have to jump block here. Now good luck opponent with that. Unnatural growth. And I'm having a hasty attacker on the next turn too, if I so choose. And I most likely will, of course. It will be a 6/6 basically. I will pump itself. I will stack the triggers in a reasonable way. Yeah, this is just an well, maybe not unbeatable card, but a really, really tough card to deal with. If they can kill all my stuff, but I still have my hasty guy, and I have more creatures coming up. Okay, they lock down this thing, so they have something for the Troupé here. Or maybe not. Well, now I will just win here. Just make the triggers, you know, yeah. It's important to have it so that first it resolves the, you know, +1/+0 and then the doubling up of power. Otherwise this would have been only a 5 power creature if it first gets doubled into 4 power. But yeah, that was a win. Okay, I have a sentry and I could use Hall of the Hunt on it. And well, 2 lands gives me this thing. Okay, that's fine because I do want to have that Tireless Hauler on turn 5 if possible. Green and what else? No knowledge about that yet. Okay, I'll have my 5-drop unless I have to discard some cards if they play a swamp and discard 2 cards effect. Okay, blue and green. If they play an eccentric farmer, that would be well that. Well, I'm gonna do this. Maybe they will block. Okay, that's the best outcome for me. Got to kill this, and now I get this permanent pump for this thing. Even if they deal with this thing, I already got my card with it. The Hall of the Hunt, I mean. It will also give vigilance if that sometimes is relevant. Dawnheart Mentor. Okay, so even got the mountain. They take 5 here. I don't have a play here, but it's fine. It's also night now. It will be relevant for this. It is actually a 6/6 vigilant guy now. Scarp Wrangler is good though, but they can. There's actually 2 the creatures they need to be tapping. So let's hope they don't have a flip the switch. That's actually something I need to kind of respect here, I think. This is too good. I'm gonna play this just in case they have a flip the switch. I don't wanna lose my 6/6 vigilant guy on that. Well, now I know they don't have it. They would have most likely maybe tapped it. Okay, so let's see if they're gonna tap the 5/3. Well, I can attack with both. They have Coven, but I have Lunar Frenzy, so this should be pretty. If they're gonna use all the 6 mana here, so they're gonna get punished by the Lunar Frenzy here. I guess if they block with the 1/1, then I kind of have to waste the frenzy on that. Yeah, it's not great. But at least I can use it for... No, I still can't play my big guy here. I double spell, that also makes this into... I mean, it makes into knight. So... well, I don't wanna... maybe... well... I'm gonna play the sentry anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna use x equals 3 here, just to trample maximum amount of damage. They also won't have Coven anymore. They take 5 after that, so they're still at low life total. And both of these, I can have these unblockable at some point. I mean, I only need to play the Tireless Hauler. Whether it's day or night, this will be either 4 or 6 power, so it will enable the Coven for these things. Well, let's try. Let's try that. They don't have creatures to tap with. They don't have Coven up. What are they holding? Oh, they also didn't play a spell, so that means it's night again. So neither of these does anything currently, because the requirements are not met. Fine, I guess I can attack with the Candle Guide as well. I don't care about if they block with the Dawnheart Mentor. They need to have something on these things, because they are taking 8 damage otherwise. Defender Celestus allows them to block the 5/3. Okay, but they take 6 now still. And I do have my 6/6 in here. Yeah, that was good for them, but I think I'm in a decent shape here, given that I'm at 20 life and I can play a Bounding Wolf, which I can also play as a flash spell, so they won't be knowing about it. Okay, Winter Thorn Blessing, so they can just tap that thing for good. Well, for good for 2 turns, that is. But, okay, duel there. So this thing can add 1 mana of any color, it doesn't do anything. So they did have interaction there, but the Scarpranger won't do anything in here. Okay, they had kills for everything there. Well, I do have the Bounding Wolf there, which... oh, I have also this thing, so it just wins the game. That works. Nice top deck. I'm not gonna say otherwise. Okay, exactly the kind of hand I want to have is having forests and 1 mountain, and now my deck will have only 3 mountains. So the likelihood to draw more of them is not so high. Death Bonnet Sprout. Well, that thing dies right away. I need to be killing it anyway at some point. Yep, x equals 0. It's +1 when you target a creature. So that was what I wanted to do now. Okay, so do they not have a turn 3 play? Okay, they are facing already quite a bit of damage, but they have of course a Shadow Beast siding here, which is... well, it's as annoying as it could be. I'm just thinking about here if I should throw away a creature. Oh no, I would have to throw away 2 creatures if I want to kill that. I don't have Duel for Dominance yet. Well, I will have soon. I mean, sorry, I have a Duel for Dominance. I don't have a Coven, so I don't get the counter. But next turn I'll play that. Yeah, it's fine. I could attack for 6, losing a creature, that might be worth it, but it's also probably not worth it. I don't think it's worth it. That's a good one. Well, Lunar Frenzy is also going to be a good one, but I think I'll just still play this thing now. Now I have a Coven, but that doesn't really matter. They're still gonna eat one here, yep. So let's see if they can deal with the Burly Breaker. If they can't, it can dominate quite easily with the Lunar Frenzy. The best case scenario for me would obviously be that they just tap out for some creature, and then I attack with this, and they will multiple block it, and Lunar Frenzy does its thing in that case. It has Ward 1, they might be stuck at 4, so if they have a Revenge of the Drowned, they couldn't cast it without because they can't pay the extra mana. Gale Drifter is exactly the kind of card I wanted to see there. So now what I can do, even have this, but I'm not gonna cast anything pre-combat. So this feels pretty easy now. I'll just attack with everything and see what they're gonna do now. They have no mana up, so Lunar Frenzy is so insane in situations like this. Okay, so now multiple options are still available. I feel like the best is just to pump the Snarling Wolf and lose the Lunar Frenzy. I can leave the duel for Dominus maybe later. I could kill the 4-4, but this doesn't have trample, so it's kind of waste. So maybe I will do it like this, and then I will do it like this. They will still take a bunch of damage. They will lose 2 guys. I'll lose 1 guy, and they are at 7, facing still the Burly Breaker in here. And I have good continuation even if they get to stabilize somehow. Another Shadow Beast siding. Well, with me having duel for dominance, it doesn't actually matter too much. I don't. So let's see, do I have to target? Yeah, because if they double block the Burly Breaker, I would just win. If I could keep this one of these guys a counter without it dying, but it would die, because I have to choose to fight. Of course I don't have Coven yet. Oh, and I won't be having Coven even if I play this, so yeah, no Coven. Forget about that. The next thing to think about is I think I have an idea about. I can just force them to jump block the Burly Breaker actually. It might be. I mean, I can play the Bounding Wolf and then kill the Gale Drifter. They cannot. What happens if they do that anyway? It is. I guess I'm going to just do like this. They have to jump block with the Gale Drifter. That is fine. Basically, the Gale Drifter is trading with the Harvestite Sentry here now. Or maybe not. No, actually, no. I was. No, that wasn't the best. I could have done it better, but it's still fine because I can do it like this. I don't have to lose my 3-1, but yeah, I could have done it a little bit different. But I'm overall I'm just, you know, look at this. They are at 1 here, so they are not gonna win me. But I guess I should have maybe. Well, maybe the outcome is almost the same. It doesn't matter. So I'll just play the Bounding Wolf end of turn, and well, they've lost anyway. By the way, the Moonbell Regent, when it dies, it would deal, as long as I have at least something, some permanent with colors, it would actually ping the opponent, any target. So, you know, it could have killed this thing. This thing being my opponent. Alright, let's move on. Okay. Okay, a double mountain starting hand with 4 mountains in the deck. Well, I don't have my first big rare here, so maybe it doesn't matter. But now there's a chance that at 5 lands I will have 2 red sources, so if I got my quadruple green card, it won't be that great. Other than that, this hand is pretty decent, I would say. My game plan here is going to be... I mean, I might play the Trupei on turn 3 as a 2 power creature. Then on turn 4, assuming all these survive, I will be able to trigger the Coven. But let's see. I'm playing against black, so the likelihood that all of my creatures will survive went a bit lower, and of course now that they have even black-blue, so that's gonna be... Well, blue doesn't have kill spell, but it does have, of course, bounce spells, but I guess then I can just replay my stuff. Oh, I got a third of my... third of my 4 mountains. Funny business here. Oh, they're gonna actually make me... I would have... Funny thing is that I would have done this anyway. I have no turn to play other than playing this as a 1-1, which I would not have done because it doesn't help with the Coven really. So they maybe wanted me to just lose some tempo, but in fact I would have lost that tempo anyway. Alright, now with the Bounding Wolf, it's a bit different. They are not blocking because I can just activate it. Shadow Beast Siding. Do I want to just block the Abomination? I feel like I might just block the Abomination. I mean, I have the Tireless Hauler. There's no way, no reason to start taking damage from the flyer here, I don't think. Not even a Startle or Nebelgast Intruder. That was something that could have been. Oh well, they have a Organ Hoarder, that's value for them. Now I'm not attacking with this because there's an actual chance they block, and then I have to waste 2 mana, which I don't want to do because I'll play my Shadow Beast Siding. Shadow Beast Siding here. Well, I could play the Sentry, but it's still worth playing the 4/4. They don't actually have a good block on it. They have a Memory Deluge. That's a really good one. I have one card that exiles stuff from graveyard, and it's the artifact 3/4 4 mana thing here. Yeah, okay. Multiple Organ Hoarders will be fairly difficult to beat, but I guess they have to double block the 4/4. Well, they can easily just, of course, take the damage too. But again, I'm playing the Tireless Hauler, so I'm not attacking with the Wolf here. It would only deal 1 damage even if they didn't block it. And if they double block here. They got cards from both of these, and they have Memory Deluge in there, so they could have easily just, you know, make the blocks, but they really can afford easily to 4 damage there. Now I do have 2 big guys though, but I mean, these colors do tend to have the good interaction against big dumb creatures, so I'm not too excited about my chances here. Luck in the Cemetery. That's done. One thing is that if I draw my, come on, the Howl of the, anyway, the Wolf, the enchantment with Flash, it will untap this thing. So that would be nice. But now they have also the hobbling zombie there. Okay, exactly, this is what I was talking about. So I think, and I can even do both the harvest-tide sentry and I think they're gonna block with the hobbling zombie, which is what I want them to do. I just hope that one of the cards I don't know about is going to actually be, you know, I hope it's actually going to be not instant speed interaction, but I could get them good. I'm assuming they're gonna attack with at least both the organ hoarders. They don't mind trading with the harvest-tide sentry. Now they might be wondering why I didn't activate the snarling wolf, but whatever. This is my best chance here. Can they have something for this, like a simple counter spell? Well, of course. Of course, why wouldn't they have it all? Okay, I'll take about 8 damage here. 7 damage actually. Well, they still have 2 cards and the memory deluge when they have the 7th land. So, yeah. The organ hoarder is just a pretty good one. I guess I can attack with the 1/1 wolf now. And then I have a question of, do I want to pump it and play the sentry? No, I'll play the Troupe. Actually, the Troupe will be a 5/5, so I will get a counter out of it. That's good. So maybe there's still a chance. I mean, it was annoying that they had to flip the switch there, but I get to give a counter on the Snarling Wolf. That's pretty good. And unless they have more interaction, well, they can get 2 cards with this memory deluge, of course. But, I mean, yeah. They can attack me to what, 2 now. Well, they had it all, and now that they're out of cards, they can refill with the memory deluge here, of course. Well, I'm gonna attack. At least this, this coven will continue triggering. So now I'll play my Shadow Beast siding. Did they top deck a kill spell on this 4/4? If they did, I lose. No. No, it's night. It doesn't really matter though. We'll play. Well, they will maybe. Yeah, sadly I cannot kill them both. Maybe I don't attack with the 4/4. They will double block. I can make this into a 5/5. Yeah, next turn they can't at least double block. I mean, if they double block with these 2, yeah, maybe I don't want to just trade with the 3/2. Doesn't sound like a good idea. So let's attack only with this guy. Pump it. They go to 6. I play the sentry. And I guess they could have another flip the switch. Well, no, I'm not gonna let them know that I have a land. They just drew an empty card to their empty hand, so I'm not going to. I'll show them that I have nothing. Oh, and their card they drew. So they never needed the memory deluge here. Wow. They literally had an empty hand. So it would have still been very good for them to have the memory deluge there. But no, they actually top decked a 3/3 flyer. Yeah. Well, this game was them having everything. They had exact C's, everything they ever needed there. That's not how it always goes against those blue-black decks, but when they hit their, the correct combination of cards, it can feel pretty overwhelming. Now this is again a good hand. Opponent mulliganed here. I'm against the diamond player, and my result in the event is what, 3-2. It's pretty weird that it couldn't find anyone closer to my rank here, but it's fine. Okay. So don't have. Yeah, I'm gonna raise him. I try to raise him. Oh, almost blocked there. Maybe it was just a joke of some kind. But yeah, I have no 2 mana play here, so because I'm not playing this as a 1/1, it's fine. Brimstone Vandal, okay. So again, this thing can attack. This time it will only attack for 1 damage, but it's still better than nothing. They always go for the maybe I'll block mode. Anyway, this thing is fine, not great necessarily. At least I got a land. But 2 removal spells went away. I guess the 5 mana removal wasn't that impressive because I have 2 5-drops here anyway. But yeah, that's just many. So this is a free attack. Am I gonna lose this on some kind of burn spell or pump spell or whatever? If they have something, just use it. They get to transform this though. So yeah. Oh man, I would win with this thing if they didn't have this start in here. The 2/3 wasn't just doing anything here really. So that was the reason I chose to not, you know, to block with it and not care about the fact that I could get a 2-for-1 there. And I got rid of the Cathartic Pyre. I think it's time to just play the Pain here and trade with the embodiment. I will get to play my 5-drops and then the Unnatural Growth. So that is an actual way to win still this game. Unless they continue having, you know, this stuff they've been having. I mean, they have. Well, I guess they just played creatures on every turn and had the double spell on turn 4. So obviously they have something again. I guess that means that it's less likely that. Okay, they can use these to maybe find. No, they. Oh no, it didn't deal any damage. Sorry, nothing. All right, so now. This thing has vigilance. They can still attack with the menace guy. But if they have the burn spell that deals 5 damage, this, even if we the land drop this thing, I think I still like the vigilance guy more. Because then I can attack. I can even attack with it being 8 power, but if they have a bounce spell, that's too risky. So I'm not going to play the Unnatural Growth yet. I will play the Burly Breaker first. And hope they don't have anything too good there. Okay. And okay. 1. I can double spell actually. That will be also very good. If they have a consider or something like that, it would be so bad. But if they don't, I get to deal 4, which will be relevant with an Unnatural Growth later on. I'm gonna risk it. It seemed to go straight to blocks. Okay, so I could play the Burly Breaker, but I could also play Pestilent Wolf and the Shadow Beast siding. I'm gonna do that. More Cathartic Pyres. Wow, their deck is pretty good. Is the final card in their hand? Oh man, what the... The final card in their hand is still a trick. I mean, the Festival Crashers will deal 10 to me if I don't block both of them. If I don't block either of them. So double blocking the Brimstone Vandal is out of question here. This is so annoying. I have to do it like this and hope this somehow is enough. Man, did they have to have that? I mean, they have only 4 mana and they can still double spell here. Startle. I guess the Startle is like... It did draw them a card and it gave them this And sadly, this is not lethal with the unnatural growth. So I'm just losing here now. Holy fuck. I don't think there's a win here. I could deal 8, but it's not enough. This can't block, but if they were at 8, I would win here. If it was knight, I would win here. But man, the cathartic pyre in there. I mean, maybe I was supposed to block both the festival crashes, now that I'm thinking about it. But no, I wasn't, because then the other one would have died in that case. But I wouldn't have taken 5. I would have lost my both creatures, of course. But I would be, I guess, at 7 now in that case. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to play more games with this deck. I did get to 3 wins, which is a good point to be in, but yeah, if I play, it's just not gonna, I mean, they have the electric revelations. These will deal 3. This has menace. So if... I tried to play conservatively, but I guess I shouldn't have blocked the creature that is about to deal only 1 damage. Maybe I should have blocked both the Festival Crashers, and then I have the Burly Breaker in here. But the fact they had even a Startle, which gave them an additional creature, it's just I'm a bit tilted here, because I really wanted to play more games with this deck. I think this deck was quite good, but I mean, how can you beat at this kind of start when they have all this interaction and they're cheap? They basically had a 2-mana 3/3, 2 mana deal 3s, the Electric Revelation with double Festival Crasher, the Startle on the key moment there. I even had big high toughness blockers there, but it didn't help because they were able to double spell on the crucial turn, giving the Festival Crashers, both of them, you know, they had 5 power there. It was just insane. I actually am missing. I'm gonna miss this deck. I wanted to play more games with it. I think it was pretty good. Well, 3 wins with 2 mythic rares picked for my collection is still good. So let's claim the prize here, and next one will be a traditional draft. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.